Hey, Shalom, Akim Shalom. Giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakorash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. And sincere Shalom to the hopeful elect out there listening, learning, and or teaching. Shalom to you all. The title of this article says, Chase, Bank of America, and Wells Fargo quietly planning new digital dollar after U.S. penny set to disappear. Right, so I made a video a few days ago talking about how the U.S. penny is going to disappear. The video that was titled, "No, I will not. No, we will not preach unto you smooth things," something along those lines. Right. I went into how the U.S. penny, they just did their last, they just minted their last batch of pennies, and after that, that's it. They're gonna be phased out, systematically phased out. And there's a lot of things going on, so we're gonna go into this, and I'm gonna show you some more things that's going on. But basically, they're making a huge quick push to the MOTB. All right, the MOTB is already being pushed, being marketed, and being put out there voluntarily, and you have people taking the MOTB already. Okay, you've got Neuralink, you've got Synchron, now you got Apple working with Synchron, and you've got other companies as well doing the brain-computer interface, okay, and the RFID CHIP, all right, that's been out forever, all right, the one that goes in the hand. So with that, we're going to go into this article real quick and see, what this is going into. Okay, it says some of the largest financial institutions in the United States could be quietly planning moves away from physical cash. All right, and that's exactly what they're doing, man. Because like the scriptures say, okay, you're going to need this mark to buy or sell. Okay, and, in this digital age, it makes perfect sense, man, how everything's going to a digital system. All right, because right now, if they phase cash out, what's your only way to pay is you got to have a credit card, a debit card, right? So without a card, you wouldn't be able to buy or sell, right? Well, all they got to do, right, is once they get this CHIP in everybody, all right, then they'll say, oh, well, the only way to buy or sell now is with the CHIP. You can't even use your debit, your credit card. Oh, yeah, we know cash is legal tender, but nah, you can't use that anymore. You see, it's just all they got to do is switch it. It's like flipping a switch. It's just that easy, man. All right. It says Bank of America, JP Morgan, Chase, Citigroup, and Wells Fargo may dive into cryptocurrency amid the impending removal of the penny. You see how all this stuff works together? Right? It's never as simple as, oh, they're just trying to save a little money. Nah, it's always something sinister with these people, man. All right? Because they are planning that NWO, man. All right? See, as soon as they phase out the penny, they haven't even phased it out yet. Now they're working on digital currencies, which they've already been working on that with the CBDC system. Okay? But this is just more proof that everything's going to go to that MOTB soon, man. It says Americans could soon see a new form of digital payment as a result. The banks are considering the option of a joint digital dollar per payments. It would be operated through a stablecoin, notably a form of cryptocurrency that's tied to a traditional currency, which in this case would be the US dollar. Together, they'd work to use some existing networks to facilitate transactions using the digital dollar tokens such as Early Warning Services, which operates Zelle and the clearinghouse. The financial institutions seek to create a new infrastructure for the stablecoin so it's more regulated and secure. Then it could be used consistently by consumers for efficient digital payments. Right, so switching to a cryptocurrency, all right, and that's just everything moving that much closer to that system being implemented, man. All right, because I've been saying for a long time they're gonna use that CBDC, central bank digital currency. Okay, hey, this may very well be tied in with that, or it may be something different entirely. Okay, but we heard about those CBDCs and how, if you look at it, it would work perfectly hand in hand with the MOTB. All right, same thing with this. It's just more progress. Everything's moving closer day by day, man. So far, stablecoin in the U.S. doesn't have a solid regulatory framework, which is why the banks remain exploring their options as to how they could instill one. Right, I guess so. Something more controlled where they can see what's going on, what you're doing with that money, what you're buying, right? Because apparently with cryptocurrency, they can't really see what you're doing. It's more anonymous, all right? But with what they're trying to do, it looks like they're trying to make a cryptocurrency for the banks to use that they'll be able to see every single thing you do, all right? Because again, that's all about control, right? That's what Esau wants. He just wants more and more power, more and more control, all right? It says Bank of America, JP Morgan, Chase, Citigroup, and Wells Fargo are looking to create effectively the opposite of the original ethos behind cryptocurrency, which was to basically remove the institutional aspect of financial transactions while still keeping them secure. Right. As I was just saying. So it says Ben C. Rabbi, CEO and co-founder of Utila, a crypto digital asset operations platform, said this move from top banks was inevitable. Ben C. Rabbi, probably a small hat. Definitely probably a small hat. But anyway, when you think about the needs of every fintech or payments company or a bank that wants to enter the stablecoin space, they need secure infrastructure from the creation of assets such as tokenizing them to beholding them and of course moving them, Rabbi told Payments. Everyone will enter the stablecoin era in the end. Should major banks officially get involved in stablecoin, it could bring about serious changes in the crypto space and to the future of physical currency in general. Right, so they already phasing out pennies. They said if pennies goes, nickels will go next. Okay, cash is being done away with, man. All right, cash is being done away with. They already got the CBDC system set up, and then now they're working on something else, or maybe this is what they're working on, a stable coin, right? Because with the MLTB, you got the brain charagma from Neuralink, but you also got the brain charagma from Synchron. All right, so hey, however they're gonna do this MLTB, you know, maybe through the initial process of moving into the MLTB, there's gonna be a lot of different currencies. All right, but the end goal is that you will not be able to access any of them unless you have the MOTB. All right, and they're looking to close the door on you people. All right, so that you have no other option. You're backed up into a corner. Either you take the MOTB and eat and live, all right, or you risk starvation and death. All right, because they're gonna put the squeeze on you people even more and even more, and as everything goes digital, okay, it's just like anything else that like the smartphone, okay. Who do you see nowadays carrying a flip phone? Right? Who do you know that uses a home phone? You see, it was never mandatory to have a cell phone, but now it pretty much is because you need one to do everything. Okay, and all the other shit is obsolete. Well, the MOTB is going to be like that, but even more so because it's going to be by force too. Okay, so some of you will be put to death for not taking it. All right, and they want everyone to take it, man. All right, let's get Revelation 13 and 16. It reads, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, right? That's that RFID C-hip that goes in the hand. And then the one that goes in the forehead, right now you got Synchron and you got Neuralink with the brain-computer interface. Okay, it's a chip that goes either on top of the brain or inside the brain, depending on which one you're talking about. Because you got Neuralink and Synchron, and there may be other companies doing it too, but I know those two off the top of my head. All right, verse 17, and then no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Right, because again, Esau, he believes that, once he marks everybody, okay, now he can have complete and total control over the people and basically, fulfill all his dreams of taking, his blessing back on the left-hand side. But that's not going to happen, man. All right, Esau's hopes and dreams are pointless. Okay, this NWO, this Tower of Babel that he's building, all right, just like in the ancient world, it did not succeed because it was not the Lord's will. All right, the elect will not take the MOTB. Doesn't matter. All right, the threat of starvation, death, hunger, ostracized, whatever, it doesn't matter, because the Lord has set it up so that his elect will be fed, his elect will eat, his elect will be married while everybody else is going through pure hell. And don't get me wrong, it ain't going to be easy, okay? But, us, the hopeful elect, we believe truly that the Lord has got us. The Lord has our back through this, okay? We just counting down the days, all right? Living day by day, trusting in Yahweh B'Shem El Shai. Pray without ceasing. Akim and Akwath. Pray without ceasing. All right, because soon this thing is going to kick off. All right, and just like in 2020 with the C-19 Salakia, I'm not going to say the word, emergency, right? The whole world changed, overnight, man. Everything started changing, all these rules and shit, right? All it takes is one more of those, man, and everything will switch over to the MOTB, and there's nothing anybody could do about it, man. And all you people that was scoffing and laughing and making jokes and thinking it's crazy talk, your eyes gonna be real big on that day when they give you that announcement. Hey, you want to come into Walmart? You want to come and buy some food? You want to go to the dollar store? You want to pay rent? Hey, you gotta have this C-hip, because the dollar is done away with. Cash is done away with. Credit cards is done away with. And the only way you could buy or sell is with this MOTB. You see? That's where everything's all headed to. This is 2nd Ezra 9 verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure out the time diligently in itself. Right? We're supposed to be measuring the time, man. All right? Just like when you see, let's say you're in the summertime, right? And it starts to get cool. You're like, all right, fall is coming in. Right? It don't mean I'm going to say, oh, well, the 22nd of such and such month, at this time, fall officially starts. Nah, but we got an idea, right? We know Yahushua is not going to take 1,000 years to come back. All right, the Yahushua, we believe, is coming much sooner. Because why? We measuring the time, man. All right, that's what the Lord commanded us to do. See? Measured out the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. All right? And all these prophecies are jumping off the pages, man. All right? Especially this MOTB. All right? Here's another thing that I heard. I was watching a brother's video, Saints of Jersey. They were talking about, how Walmart is they mandating the Walmart Plus membership for using self-checkout lanes at certain stores. So certain stores you go in, you want to self-checkout, you can't do it unless you pay, I believe it's $98 a year or $95 a year for their membership card, right? And those of you that don't take it, right, or Salakia, those of you that don't buy it, you got to go through the one cashier line. And you could imagine it's going to be a line around the block. Because a lot of people ain't trying to pay $98 just to go to Walmart. All right? And then there's another membership that's monthly too. Okay, but the brother made a great point that you know, basically this is how the MOTB is going to be mandated. You know, they make you rely on certain things, and then they cut off all the avenues. So basically, you know, they've let you use Walmart all these years. You become accustomed to it, you know, and then you become accustomed to the self-checkout, and then boom. Nope, you want to keep doing it, you got to pay this. You got to get this. You got to get this card, this Walmart card, this Walmart Plus card. If not, then you're going to have to go and be inconvenienced. All right? And, you know, this is all part of it, man. Because those freaking self-checkout lines, that's what's going to be the main form of payment in this beast system, man. All right, they want to do away with a lot of cashiers, and you know, a lot of workers are going to be done away with. You got these AI, you got these robots, right? And what's going to be other people? They're going to get that universal income, all right, through the MOTB. All right, so yeah, there's going to be what I like to call positive motivation and negative motivation, right? So that the positive motivation is they're going to give you all these perks, right? You may not even have to really work like that, or your work, you know, you might only have to work 3 days a week and living pretty decent. All right. And then the negative motivation is, well, if you don't take it, you don't eat. Or worse, you're going to get put to death. Okay? So, hey, this is coming, man. This is the truth. All right? The scripture says it. Measure the times. All right? Just coming at you with a quick update on this MOTB prophecy that's getting ready to come to pass. Okay? So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect, giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakorash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. And shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom wa abba babal. Shalom.